Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at one of the original 1987 Autobot throttlebot figures, which is of course Searchlight. So I'm going to point out things that you need to be aware of if you have to get in one for yourself. I'm going to show you the differences between the original 1987 version and the later 1990/91 gold card versions. As you can see, I'm lucky enough to have a few different types of packaging, so I can show you the differences on them, and I can also bring in some of today's figures again and some older ones just to give you an idea, I suppose, of how big these are and indeed why they were so much fun. So as I start to pop all these away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. So in 1987, after the mini bots had finished, so the mini bots were these little figures which I suppose were classed as, you know, pocket money figures or stocking fillers or whatever. They had three seasons of them, or 3 years shall we say, 84, 85 and indeed 86, and then 87 we brought in these. So this is of course, as I say, they were classed as the next stocking filler ones because they are super basic, but they also had a lovely brilliant little gimmick. So for those of you who don't know, they had pullback motors, so that is something as well to be aware of if you're after purchasing one. They pull off, and the best thing about these is of course it works in both particular modes. Now with him, for some reason, he seems to be the most elusive for me, and I know that sounds pretty crazy because I've got, you know, 6 of them in front of me, but I don't know what it is. Perhaps it's because of course he's supposed to be white, and let's be honest, even this one's starting to fade. This one's worse still. And funny enough, I think these ones are okay. That's just the bubble, which I'm going to show you in a second. So things to be aware of is the tires are all rubber, so they can perish away. The stickers can come off or indeed look and go different colors, and these are the original 87 cars, and the way you can tell that is because they've got rub signs and they've got indentations in the rub signs. So let me just very quickly show you what the main difference is. So later on they were released without the indentation and indeed with just a sticker. So this, as you say, is the 1987. This is the original one, and this is before they even had decoys in them as well. So there's the beautiful artwork there. This is the standard Hasbro packaged one. It looks like it's come from America because that says Kmart on the sticker there. And as I say, so these were the first run, and what I mean by first run is you can get these with decoys on, which I'll show you with another example of another figure in a second. For those people who want to read it, that's his tech spec, and as I say, that is the 87 version. Other things to be aware of is, of course, if it makes a difference to you or not, the pullback motor may or may not work, and the only way to the only transformation process really, apart from standing him up, is this can sometimes get seized, get stuck, etc. So you're lucky really, there's not too much to be aware of, but of course the main thing is that he doesn't go indeed yellow, which of course most figures are prone to be honest, and it's not just some fading, it's just what white plastic does. His alternate mode is a Ford RS200 rally car, and again it looks great, and these figures unfortunately not in the main toy lines have not had any updates or upgrades yet. Right, so this is an English 87 card, this is an English gold, but English, as I say, the writing is of course all in English, like so. The bubble on this has faded, it's gone a bit yellow, that is something to be aware of, and as you can see there, you've got the sticker, not the indentation. So these again were classed as gold card reissues, and they came in lots of different languages across continental Europe and indeed I believe Canada as well. So that's the gold one for England. This is the Spanish one, again all in Spanish language. No battle scenes on these, unfortunately. Tech spec just changed to be made a little bit more easy. Before we have a quick look at this is, oh dear, this is what I was referring to a minute or two ago. So with regards to the normal figures, the original figures just came out, the backing cards like so, and then they were then released with decoys on them as well. So again, there's so many different variants of these figures that you can get and indeed track down. Right, moving on to the Italian version, which is this. So in Italy, Transformers were licensed by Takara and made by Gig, which you can see there. So the language is all in Italian, and again everything else is pretty much the same. just the language difference. Now there is also a couple of other versions of these which I don't have. Also Jig did little boxes like these, so you could also find him in a little Jig box, and you could also get a Takara box as well, as of which you can see I don't have any. So there you go. Do you know what, there's not much more to say about this little guy, obviously. What I do very quickly need to do though is just give you an idea of his size and height. So there's two fairly small deluxe figures. I've got a couple of core class figures, but these are tiny. That's your Takara World's Smallest Transformer. He's probably, I'm trying to think the exact size for him. He's gonna be in between a Micromaster and a core class size figure. So there you go, even smaller than the third-party company figures. Maybe not as small as Dr. Wu, but no, there you go. Not much more to say about these. Incredibly fun little figures. Anybody who knows this channel or knows me, for some reason I've just got this penchant for collecting the throttlebots. They're just so much fun, and they were really easy to pick up. But there you go, that is a quick showcase on Searchlight. There's many other throttlebot showcases on this channel. Hope you like looking at him. Hope you brought back some nice memories. Take care.